Hello, Lucy and Conrad. Hello, Caleb. Papa's back with a new video story for you. This time, we're going to look at the Fantastic Four. And so, not only is Spider-Man here, but for the first time in a long time, the Invisible Girl has returned. So, say hello to the Invisible Girl. Yes, indeed. Today's story has the Fantastic Four pitted against an old villain in a new outfit. All right? So here is the Sandman. The Sandman has fought the Fantastic Four before. Normally, he's a Spider-Man villain. But he joined up with the Frightful Four. And you remember what a great story that was. Well, interestingly enough, Sandman is going to tackle all four of our fantastic friends by himself in this story called Where Stalks the Sandman. And here's a question. In this epical issue, the end of Mr. Fantastic? Well, I doubt it, but let's see what that means. Well, the fabulous FF imperiled anew by a menace from the past. Where stalks the Sandman? But first of all, they've got to get past their own protection system. Look at this. They just walked into the Baxter building and spask! The thing gets shot at. Thank heaven we're safely back in our own headquarters at last. Reed, what is it? What happened? It's my new atom igniter. It's homing in on Ben as if it has a mind of its own. Duck, Ben. That ray mustn't hit you. I needed you to tell me that? Spask. Maybe our stories are a bit stretched out, as some Maverick Marvel malcontents have claimed, but you gotta admit, they come on with a bang. Right, Tiger? Yes. This is a very interesting bang. Not bang, but spask. Get behind me, Sue. Now it's training itself upon us. And Ben says, hey, Stretcho, is that thing for real? And Reed answers, you'll find out if it ever hits you, Ben. Reed is getting closer to you, and now it's about to hit your hand if I can just enclose you with my invisible force field in time. You did it, honey. The ray can't get through. And so Invisible Girl protected Mr. Fantastic with her invisible force field. But darling, I don't understand. How can a lifeless machine suddenly go berserk that way? And Reed answers, it can't, Sue. There has to be some human agency behind all this, somehow. And her force field continues to protect both of them. While you're busy making speeches, Big Dome, old blue-eyed Benjamin will tackle that goofy gizmo from behind. Hang on, kiddies, I'm going to make mincemeat out of it. No, Ben, hold it, says Reed. It's turning towards you. Ben, don't. Too late. He took the full brunt of the blast. Wham! Look at that bright glow that's enveloping the thing. Luckily, he was pressed against the barrel, so his own powerful body muffled the deadly impact. But the intensity is growing. It's hurling him back. Sue, there's only one way to save him. I know, she says, my force field. I've got to remove it from us and throw it around the machine itself. There, I did it. But the ray is still activated. What will happen when the pressure builds up? Does that answer your question, darling? Ba-boom! The pressure built up and it blew itself up. We'll be safe now. Goodness gracious. I'm afraid not, Sue. There'll be no safety for us till we learn who is responsible and how to stop him. But you need rest now, dear. You've overtaxed yourself. And Sue asks, Ben, what about Ben? Relax, Susie baby. Ben says, I'm as lovable as ever. I'm lucky the explosion didn't mess around with my good looks. Yeah, but, oh, he looks pretty beat. But what in the name of my swinging Aunt Petunia is this all about? We just got done clobbering Doc Doom, didn't we? Don't you even get a coffee break in this blasted superheroing business? And so you may remember several months ago, I don't know, a long time ago, we read the story about the Fantastic Four versus Dr. Doom when he had gained all of Silver Surfer's powers. That was a great but long story. Hold it down to a roar, old friend. Sue has fallen asleep. Ben! And he hollers, Youk! Now what hit me? And Reed says, my remote control gravity polarizers. But what activated them? When you find out, let me know, will ya? And look, Ben has been attacked from front and back. Hey, who lifted me up? Who's a wise guy around here? Now I'm swinging all over the joint. If this is your idea of a gag, Stretch. It's no gag, Ben, says Reed. It's serious, deadly serious. Those two magnetic devices will whirl you faster and faster until I've got to stop them. And look, Ben is just twirling around and round, affected by these gravity polarizer magnetic doohickeys. Even Ben's great strength can't save him from death by centrifugal force unless I can reach the control switch in time. Fortunately, he can stretch. Click! There's only one answer. Someone has broken into the lab and rigged my own equipment to attack us when we entered. Stay with it, old friend, hollers Reed. I've reached the switch. You'll be all right now. The polarizers are deactivated. They can't affect you anymore. Ben, are you okay? Thump. Now that the gravity devices are deactivated, he's going to fall. What a revolting development this is, he says. Thank heaven, says Reed. I never thought I'd be so glad to hear that phrase. Now, how's about cluing me in on what's going on here in 25 words or less? I wish I could, Ben. All that we can be sure of is that some unknown foe is stalking us right here in our own headquarters. Congratulations, mister. Why do you say that? You held it down to 25 words, right on the button. Right, well, we're going to flash back to the heavily guarded castle in far-off Latveria, where we find the Silver Surfer. Even though Dr. Doom has stolen my cosmic power, I shall never yield. The Silver Surfer will never cease striving for freedom. Though an eternity passes, my spirit will never be crushed. Show him the picture once more. I like to watch what it does to the helpless fool. The guards are making fun of the Silver Surfer. Look, see the reaches of outer space, see the unending vastness that you call home, and here's a beautiful picture of the cosmos, and the Silver Surfer reaches out, the star-studded skies, the great glistening galaxies. If I could but see them once more, to ride the currents of the cosmos, to zoom toward the brink of infinity, I would give my life. And the guard slaps him and says, you will give your life, you silver-coated swine. Ha! You'll never see space again, not while Dr. Doom still lives. You thought you were better than we humans, eh? No, I never said, and he slaps him again. You're nothing but a rotten alien. This is what we do to your kind. Do to me what you will, it matters not. The lion is now sore beset by jackals. Yet had I but one iota of my former power, the jackal would bark no more. Yeah, says the guard. We'll see who's the jackal around here when Dr. Doom returns. We won't be back till it's time for your execution. But even as the merciless guards swagger to their posts in the gloomy corridor, a strange flying surfboard, gleaming with power beyond description, returns to its rightful master. And the Silver Surfer looks outside to see outside the window. Can it be? Do my tortured eyes deceive me? Seconds later, crackling with cosmic energy, too potent to be contained, the iron door of the Silver Surfer cell is blasted from its hinges with an ear-shattering roar. Thoom! And then a solitary figure strides forth, the great, glistening, glowing figure of the Silver Surfer, the mysterious emissary from the furthest reaches of space, whose power surpasses all mortal understanding. I am free once more, possessed once again of the eternal energy of the cosmos, and I have learned a tragic lesson, learned that man is steeped in evil, tainted with treachery. Thus I turn my back upon the horrendous human race. Never more shall any strip me of my powers. Never more shall I be captive. But what of those who taunted me? Shall they escape unscathed? Nay, throughout the galaxies, on every distant star, one truth is known. That which is reaped must one day be sown. This then is the day, the hour, the moment of cosmic retribution. Crack! And the Silver Surfer destroys the castle with which Doom had once imprisoned him. Dr. Doom, of course, is out beyond the cosmos, having been destroyed by a force left behind by Galactus. I hope you remember that story. This is just a flashback, and so soon we'll go back to see what's going on with the Fantastic Four. What of the hard-pressed Fantastic Four? Even as the Silver Surfer zooms away over the horizon, halfway around the globe, a frantic search is made at FF headquarters for the hidden, unknown intruder. "Hey, Stretcho," says Ben. "Who is it we're looking for?" "I haven't the slightest idea, Ben." "Then how in blazes can we find him?" Sue says, "Just keep searching, Ben. Your guess is as good as ours. All I know is, if I don't get to clobber somebody soon, I'll grow up all frustrated." "Hey, now where you lighting out to? Did you spot something?" "No, but I just had a frightening thought. It could be disastrous if anyone has broken into our top secret space-time chamber. Let's go." But suddenly, before they can take another step, "Reed, what's happening?" asks Sue. "The entire hall is being inundated with sand." "Just my luck," says Ben. "I left my pail and shovel back at the playpen." "This is no joking matter, Ben," says Reed. "If it's what I think it is, we're in deadly danger." "Rats," says Ben. "You holler deadly danger even if anyone gives you a dirty look." But this is more than a dirty look. Oh my, this is sand. And of course, we know what that means. "Ben, Reed is right. The sand is piling up, growing hard. We're liable to drown in it," hollers Sue. Reed says, "We've got to free ourselves before it reaches the ceiling." "Ben," says Reed, "listen, there's only one thing to do." And Ben says, "You mean after licking Galactus, clobbering Claw, and whumping Doc Doom, we're going to be polished off by a caboodle of sand?" "Looks like it, if he doesn't do something. You've got to free one arm. Hurry, everything depends on it." Okay, I did it. But now what?" "Make a fist and lash out to the side. Now, Ben, now." Blonk. "You did it, old friend. We're free." "How about that? The sand is all flowing into the other room." "It's all right now, darling," says Reed. "The danger is past, for the moment." "Reed, what does it all mean? It's like living out a nightmare." "If you ask me," says Ben, "we was better off with Doc Doom." And Reed says there's one possible answer. I'm surprised it took them so long to figure it out. But of course, they didn't see the cover of the magazine like we did. But before another word can be uttered, the sand is being drawn back with the force of a tornado. Can't keep my balance. The pull is too strong. Your hand, darling. Give me your hand, says Reed to Sue. And the thing says, who's the wise guy? Who's the wise guy? Look over there. Look where the sand is going. And it's all flowing into this outfit. Reed, now it all fits together. It can only be one man. Ben says, but I never saw that nutty costume before. Reed answers, hang the costume. We know who we're up against. It should have been obvious right from the start. Well, duh. And there he is. Of course you should have known. After all, the Sandman isn't too easy to forget. During your absence, I took the advice of my old partner, the Wizard. I took a fast refresher course in science and then designed a new costume for myself. After all, now that I'm the superior of the Fantastic Four, I might as well look the part. His confidence is incredible, whispers Reed. He stands before the greatest fighting team of all, alone and unarmed, and he speaks as though he's in command. And Ben says out loud, so you're the fink we're after, huh? Step aside, kiddies. I'm going to tie that corny costume into knots and then pulverize him with it, 'cause it's clobbering time. Reed says, Ben, wait. Remember his power. I remember his power. Do you? He's a pretty strong fella. Speaking of his power, Sandman says, don't worry, Richards. I'll never let him forget it. Here's lesson 1. See how easy it is for Sandman to form a giant rock-hard mallet out of his own right hand. Throck! And with his rock-hard hammer, he just beats on poor Ben. Then I simply reshape my hand into a powerful shovel, pushing the orange orangutan into that wall of instruments, while I easily blind the outclassed Mr. Fantastic by tossing a thick cloud of sand in his face. Shoosh, spoosh, thump. Pathorathok. Trying to shake the sand out of your eyes, are you? Here, I'll help you as only the Sandman can. Pathorathok. And then Sue says, I've got to turn invisible and reach the electric high-speed blower. If I activate it in time, it may scatter Sandman into helplessness. But the Sandman realizes, the girl, she's vanished. She's turned invisible, but that won't help her. All I need is spread some sand on the floor and see where she is by the footprints she leaves. Look at that. Poor invisible girl, she's not invisible anymore. And then how easy it is to use one of the many built-in devices on my new costume belt. Devices which enable me to mix a variety of chemicals with my invincible, all-powerful sand. And Sue thinks, what is he going to do? A split second later, the hard-pressed girl has her answer. He mixed a slippery oil with the sand at my feet. I can't keep my balance. Splosh! Plop! Poor invisible girl. She fell down, didn't she? All right. Ha! I knew it. I can beat any or all of the Fantastic Four whenever I choose, laughs the Sandman. I'm just sorry the Torch isn't here, because I've got a few surprises waiting for him, too. No force on earth can stand up to the matchless power of the Sandman. Well, if I hadn't seen it, I wouldn't have thought that the Sandman could stand up to the Fantastic Four, even if there are only 3 of them there. But he seems to have fought them to a standstill at this moment, and we'll have to wait until next time to see how the Fantastic Four deal with this much more powerful version of Sandman. But until then, I'm glad that the Invisible Girl was here and Spider-Man 2, and we'll all be here the next time we gather for the rest of the story. Bye-bye for now.